guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jesutosin Peace. I film about faith, lifestyle, and relationship. Alright, today I'll be talking about falling in love versus growing in love. So recently I was thinking about something. There was this guy that I was in love with while I was in school. And when I decided to think about it, I didn't even know when I started to wonder why I was even in love with the guy while I was in school. Of course, we never dated, we were never in any relationship. When I think about it, sometimes I'm like, I just ease and I'm like, why did you even trip over this guy or something? Thinking more about it, I'm like, wow, I cannot even settle with somebody like that. Like, I can't even marry somebody like that. So I was wondering why it was so easy for me now to to think of the person that way, or to not even put any significance to the feelings I have there. And that brought me to think about the difference between falling in love and growing in love. And that is what I'll be discussing in this channel. But before I proceed, I would like you to drop your comments in the comment section below. Have you ever fallen in love with somebody before? What is the difference between falling in love and growing in love? Alright, let's get right into it. Love is something that happens to everyone at one point or the other in your life. Whether you are a teenager, you are a youth, you're married, or you are single, at one point or the other, love would have found you, or you would have found love. Yeah, either way, you would have encountered love. So in whatever way that you look at it, love would find you. When I was growing up, I had people that I was in love with, and I had people that were in love with me. And I had people that were in love with me, and I gave them a tough time. So whatever you are, love will definitely find you at whatever stage that you are. So let's get right into it. First thing first, falling in love is instantaneous. You might not know the person from anywhere in the world. You might not have any clue who the person is, and just seeing the person, you fall in love with the person. You love the person. You don't know why. Sometimes it happens at first contact with the person. Yeah, love at first sight is overrated, but it cannot be underrated. You just see somebody for the first time and you are blown away by the person, and you fall in love with the person. So it happens. All right, but growing in love, on the other hand, takes time. It's something that blossoms as time goes on, as you guys connect, as you get to know yourself better. That is the difference between growing in love and falling in love. Falling in love is immediately, instantly, and that is why most people associate falling in love with infatuation. All right, they associate it with infatuation. Some people say lust, okay, because it's something that is fickle. It fizzles out as time goes on. All right. But growing in love is something you keep building. Somebody said love is like a flower that you keep watering till it blossoms into something beautiful. All right. So growing in love takes a lot of labor than falling in love. If you're in a relationship with someone, I would advise you to move from just the falling in love stage to growing in love with that person. That is the only way that your relationship can stand the test of time. Another thing about falling in love is that it is easier to walk away from, you know. But growing in love, you stick to that person both in the good and in the bad. I remembered one time we had a plant. Sorry, I'm using plants, but this is the only way I can relate. I can bring it down so we all can learn from it. Alright, I remember we had orange plant in our house, at the back of our house, and over the years it was not bringing out any fruit. But my dad did not cut it down or get rid of the plant. We just left it and kept doing all we could do to ensure that it produces fruits. And the interesting part is that this year we discovered that it started producing fruit after all the labor and effort. So sometimes growing in love is like this. You stick to the person both in the good and the bad. When things are rosy and when things are not rosy, you stay there. It's not like when things now go south, you're like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. So most people are like that because they're just in the euphoria of love. You know, Growing in love has to do with a lot of maturity. It has to do with a lot of maturity and not just having feelings. Another thing is that falling in love is conditional. There's a reason why you're in love with the person. It can be the physical appearance of the person, it can be the way the person looks. Some people is the intellectual capability of the person. Maybe you like the way the guy talks. Oh my god, his voice. For other people, it might spirituality, maybe the person is spiritual. Maybe the reason why you fell in love or you are falling in love with the person. But when you talk about growing in love, it is unconditional. It's beyond just because it tickles my fancy. It's beyond it tickles my fancy, or I love the way the guy dresses. Oh my god. What if the guy doesn't dress like that again, or something happens to the girl's physical appearance and everything goes south? Will you now jump out of love? You see the reason why most times we have difficulties in relationships continuing because of the condition that is attached to it. So falling in love is conditional, while growing in love is not conditional. Another difference between the two is that growing in love takes a lot of commitment and it will be tested with time. We can really say whether you love somebody or not by the progress that you guys, or how do I put it, like the process you guys have gone through, like your beginning, how you guys metamorphosed into who you are right now. Like it takes a lot of commitment, a journey. It's not just something instantaneous like Nollywood movie or Hollywood movie. No, it takes time. It takes time, it grows. So I'd just like to read out this to us. We don't fall in love, we grow in love. Everything that falls gets broken, and everything that grows gets stronger. Omo, that is a deep thought over there. We don't fall in love, we grow in love. Anything that falls good gets broken. It means that falling in love is very weak, but growing in love takes a lot of strength, and that is the only thing that can make your relationship stronger. And I can say for a fact that in my personal relationship, when we started, um, I can't really say we were in love or love. My relationship didn't really start with a lovey-dovey kind of a thing. It started with friendship, okay? So as we went on, I discovered that, oh my God, I love this person more than I did last year. In fact, I appreciate this person more than I've ever done. Like it keeps blossoming into something much more beautiful because we've gone through a lot. So we tend to appreciate each other better because we've been there for each other, because we built something beyond just the physical, and is more than the physical. We have something substantial, something that is not just I love you because you say I love you, or I love you because you call me in the morning, I love you because you call me at night. No, it's something beyond that. We lay hold on something way weightier than just feelings. And that is the beauty of growing in love. You are not just into the person because the person buys you ice cream, the person takes you out, you do movies together. No, you are in love with the person much more than that, because the person is adding value to you and you are adding value to the other person. So shortly I'll be talking about ways in which you can grow in love with someone. Now that you know that growing in love is way better than falling in love, what are some of the ways in which we can grow in love? Number one, be intentional about it. There's nothing you're going to do in this world that you don't need being intentional about, or you don't need intentionality. You need to be intentional. You need to make up your mind, look at your relationship, tell yourself, I'm going to make this work, I'm going to love this person. Once you focus your mind on that, then anything is possible. You have to take conscious efforts, conscious steps into making your relationship work, into growing in love with the person. Just like I said, growing in love takes a process. It's not just instantaneous, okay? So there's a lot of work to be done. There's an effort you have to put into it if you want it to blossom into something beautiful. So apart from being intentional, one thing that worked for me is that you have to be friends with the person. Don't There's one thing people do, and it's the fact that they rush relationship. Allow time to happen to you people. Like allow time to happen to you guys. Take one step at a time. Don't rush. Before you date somebody, ensure that you are that person's friend. Before you say yes to anyone, be the person's girlfriend. I mean, you need to be friends with the person, befriend the person, know whether you really can do, get into a relationship with somebody or do life with the person. I mean, marry the person first. Like, befriend the person, get to know the person better. And then from your friendship, you will know whether you want to take this relationship to the next level. It is your friendship that will determine whether, oh, I'm just infatuated with this guy and I don't think I want anything further than that. Or, it's just lost I have. Or I only like the curves and edges of this girl and I don't want anything more than that. Of course, as a believer, you should not be lusting after people. The kind of love that God has commanded us to have is an unconditional kind of love. It's not loving somebody because the person is sexy, beautiful. Beauty is very essential. Hello, don't marry somebody that you don't like or you're not attracted to. But what I'm saying is that those things are not something that you can base a future commitment on. All right, because it changes with time. Hello, mothers, it changes with time. Bodies change. Beauty fades. Okay, so it's very essential. Okay, but you can't base a lifelong commitment just on that. There are things that are stronger than that you have to look out for. That's just the word. All right, another thing is that appreciate the person. Appreciate the person as you are friends and you get to know the person. Appreciate who the person is. Just thank God for who the person is. Get to know the person. Appreciate the person. you know that is how you grow in love with the person. I'm not just saying that you should say thank you to the person. I'm saying appreciate that God made the person the way they are. Like, appreciate their personality, appreciate everything about them, appreciate the way they talk, the way they walk. Just love them for who they are. That's just the word. Love them for who they are. And from there, you can start working on other ways you can make your relationship better. And that moves me to the next point, which is to communicate. There is no relationship that can survive or thrive without communication. Tell the person how you feel, tell the person what is on your heart. Although sometimes me that I'm talking, sometimes I just want to be alone and I don't want to talk. Sometimes when I'm dealing with some things, but if you want your relationship to work, you must learn to communicate. Tell the person how the person makes you feel, like if they hurt your feelings and the likes. Tell them everything. Oh, my day went south, my day went west, my day went north. Put them in the know of your life. That is how you grow in love with somebody, when you guys constantly communicate. I don't know if this has ever happened to you. Even people on a normal, like on a neutral level, when you start talking to somebody almost every day and you guys don't have plans of dating or courting, you discover that you start to fall in love with the person. I don't know if it has ever happened to you before. It is because communication brings people together. It is this bond that ties people together. So if you want to grow in love with somebody, communicate more often to the person. Like, communicate more to the person, talk to the person. And I'm not just saying check on the person and say good morning, how was your night. No, it's beyond that. There is a time that you do a heart to heart kind of communication. When there's a heart to heart kind of connection, even when you are not talking, you are communicating. you know you you are in tune with everything that is happening in the person's life. Okay, and you are not hiding anything from your partner. That is a way in which you can grow in your relationship and grow in love with the person as well. Another thing is forgiveness. Okay, one thing that destroys most relationship is that people fail to forgive. Of course, there are some things that you have to be smart about when it comes to forgiveness. For instance, you're in a relationship that the partner beats you. Forgive, but move on from that relationship. That is an abusive relationship. I'm not saying stay in a toxic relationship or an abusive relationship. I'm saying the person offends you and you weigh the offense is not something that will take your life. When you now finally commit to the person, like marry the person. But I'm saying like an offense that it's not like the person really intentionally does it. you can forgive the person and move on. That is how we grow. Even you yourself, you offend your partner, so why won't you forgive? If you want your relationship to develop, to grow, then forgiveness must be the soil. Forgiveness must be at the core center of your relationship. Another thing is that work on yourself. Somebody once said something, that what you are looking for in a man or in a woman that you want in your future spouse, also cultivate them. You want somebody to love you heartedly. You want somebody to be patient to you. Then you need to work on yourself. Be patient. Try to love someone as well. Like all those virtues, all those values that you want to see in your future spouse. I'm speaking to the singles now. Also cultivate them as well. Another thing is that as believers, pray together. One bond that brings people together is prayer. You fall in love with the person you pray with and the person you pray for. When I mean fall in love, it doesn't mean emotional love or a romantic kind of love, but your heart just goes for and goes with the person you pray with and the person you pray for. So pray together. Commit your relationship into God's hands. That's the only way you guys can grow in a relationship. Hand over everything to God, and it's going to help you. God is going to work on you. Prayer does something. Prayer works on your inside. It is even beyond what you are praying for, but it is about you that you are praying. So prayer works more on your inside. All right. And that is how you grow. You want to grow in love with somebody, spend time praying for the person. And as you pray, you discover that your love level for that person just keeps growing. Dinner dates, have fun. Be spontaneous. Don't be, what's the word? Don't be I can't find the word. Don't be somebody that just does the same thing over and over again. All right, don't be predictable. Okay, be spontaneous, have fun, go out, go to the movies. Even if it's a long distance kind of a relationship, there's a way you can have fun even while you're dating long distance. All right, so read, study on how you can make your relationship even more fun. Activities make your bond stronger, makes you bond more. So, right, commit yourself into having fun activities. And lastly, work as a team. It takes two to tango. Even the Bible says a house that is divided against itself cannot stand. So, you guys have to work as a team. And I know for sure that your relationship is going to blossom into something beautiful. And if you guys even take a step of faith to, commit long term, like get married and the rest, then it's even going to get more stronger. That is where our relationship is going to be tested much more. It's not just in the dating phase or the courting phase, but in marriage would grow more. But courtship, dating is a rehearsal for what you're going to do long term. I hope this has blessed you in a way or the other. I hope you've learned one or two things from this video. Let me know in the comment section what you've learned. Please like, share, and subscribe till I come your way another time with juicy stuff. My name is Jesutosin. Peace. Stay blessed.